Episode 4 Borderland Talk in the works? 4 and 5 are both in the works. I just need to find time to do them while I'm also planning a pair of GVG tournaments in the next month and a half. I would very much like to get them out. I don't know what order they're going to be in, but one of them is going to be the GVG community, and one of them is going to be public tagging. I just don't know what order I'm going to be releasing them in, because it depends on when people are available, and it depends on when I have time to sit down and actually do them. But the podcast still exists, whenever I can find the time to work on it. Hello. What do you need? Do you require anything?
My book.
You lost your book. I have not seen a book of you. Which book was it?
Game of Thrones.
I don't know where that one is. The only book of yours I've seen is the one that was on the table in the living room called East. But I have not seen any other book lately. I'm sorry that I don't have better news for you. Yes?
Shepherd's pie was so good.
I'll try it tomorrow. I'm excited about it. Really hoping George is part of the GVG one. I'd like to. I think he's a little busy with some stuff in real life right now, but I need to check in with him on his availability. Roy has also offered to be a part of that one, which I think would be neat. And then there's just like some GVG mainstays who I would like to get in, like, you know, Ebbs, Viridian, Callus. All of those guys I think would be able to make good contributions as well. So first thing we need to do here before we start on the grand ship redesign is we need to secure ourselves more uranium. These turrets are going to be running off of uranium. Where are my requesters for turrets that include the artillery? Here they are. All of these ships are going to be running off of nuclear reactors, so we are going to need to secure ourselves an extra patch. Our current patch is down to like 400k. I would just feel a lot more comfortable if we had some extra goodies in there. And then you need to request a train. I'm kind of surprised you haven't already. Oh wait, maybe you are? No, that's not the artillery train. What are you? What are you dropping off? Oh, a couple pieces of ammo. Okay. You don't have full cargo inventory yet. Are any of the artillery stations requesting bullets? No. 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 Yes, you are. So what have I done differently here? Why are you at negative 360? You're running through a decider. You're on green. Hello.
Hello.
Green talks to everything else. So if I just hook this up to green, does that turn it on? Yes. It does. That's great news. We need to go get a couple more artillery shells. But I believe that means that wall should become active and it should start clearing biters down. Turn my AC down, my queen is cold. Are you cold? No, she's just, she does that to be cozy. She's not cold. It's very warm in here.
Not that one.
She's okay.
I wish to be close.
What you can't see up here is me in a t-shirt and shorts, but man, it's kind of hot up here. Wait, how are you all out of uranium? Oh, you're missing fluid. You're out of sulfuric acid. What is going on with my sulfuric acid production? What is going on with your sulfuric acid production? Where is your sulfuric acid train? Why are you just sitting here? Why are your tanks in the wrong orientation? How long has that been happening? How did we not run out of blue chips? How have we made blue chips? I don't understand how the base has been functioning, to be honest with you. Maybe all of that we were still running off of reserve sulfuric acid from when we had tanks up there from the old factory. At any rate, that should be fixed now, so we should start getting some uranium back in. And then my artillery train, I'm gonna send you now. I'd rather you not go to that stop, but I guess I won't stop you. I would like to find something else to work on in the meantime, though. We'll use it. I mean, I guess we can work on ship design, right? We can start to make some plans. Do you want to make a whole other ship? I think you might want like 6 interplanet ships. One that handles science that's dedicated. No, you're going to want one that goes Volcanus Novis, one that goes Fulgora Novis, one that goes Gleba Novis, but then you're going to want one that goes Gleba Volcanus, one that goes Gleba Fulgora, and one that goes Fulgora Volcanus. You want 3 more ships. So we can start building those while we wait for artillery shells to catch up. And then also just make sure that Volcanus has not run out of anything yet. You are going to need to go over there and fix that coal. But let's do that in one of the new nuclear reactor ships. So, first thing we need to do here to get off the ground is set me up a space platform starter pack. I need 10 more space platform foundations. I will just go ahead and see if the logistics network is holding on to any. Can I please get 60 total? You are holding on to some. I'll be taking those. And then you're also going to need blue circuits, which should be arriving via train. So you can just grab those from here. Build a space platform starter pack. What are you out of? Ingot. It's a lot of construction bots dead. But it's okay, we make them. I would like to send up one of you when you're done. Also, I would like to not have any of you auto-request, because otherwise you're going to send up way more stuff than I need as I'm busy trying to prototype these designs out. So none of you are going to auto-request anything. Mining prod about to hit 100, and then I would just like to queue up a bunch of agricultural research that uses agricultural science, because we have it down here, and we might as well use it up while we have it. Okay. Those are some big waves of biters, man. Also, you have none repair packs? The train's on the way, so that should be working. Tree seeding done. You take one of these, build new space platform. This is going to be the Volcanus Provisioner. And this is going to be one of the ships that runs between Volcanus and either Fulgora or Gleba. I'm not sure which one yet. They shouldn't need to make a lot of trips, but it'll just be nice to have a ship that does that, and then also if we ever need to hop a ride on board one of them, that's the ship that we can call, so that it doesn't interfere with science production. I basically never want the science ships to stop moving, so that we can always get stuff delivered, if we need it. And then how is this going to look? We are going to build nuclear reactor. You are not going to be able to get it to be level or even with your starter pack, because this is an 8x8 and a nuclear reactor is a 5x5. So you can do this, constant consumption is 40 megawatts. We're not going to be doing any stacking. Your max consumption is 10. So we can afford to run 4 of these. I can have you go here, here. I can have you go here, here. You can get that even more compact. There's no reason to build unnecessary space into these. Just make it as compact as possible. Which would be one further out from that. It'd be like this and like this. And then like this and like this. And you'd have heat pipe like this. For your water, you'd have water go like this. And then it'll hook into something else. We don't know what else it's going to hook into yet. And then for turbines, you actually may also want a tank to buffer some steam. So why don't you do that? And then this. So that connects everything up to steam. You have so much unused space here, though. Can you make it even slimmer? What if you use 2 tanks? Oh, I think I might like that a lot more. Immediately, I think I like that a lot more. And then you'll also go underground. Because then, under you, I can fit in 1 here and 1 here. And 1 here and 1 here. Because you make 103 per second. So you're going to make 400, roughly. You consume 60. So I can actually have 6 of you. I can actually have you go like this. So there's a little wasted space in the middle. But that's okay, we'll live. And then the reason we want it right next to the hub is because that's how we're going to handle our uranium insertion. So you don't need to filter. You'll only grab the stuff that's available, and then you can spit out. Because we're just going to cast the depleted uranium into space. You can also go underground. So you are just going to be a belt that eventually feeds into however we're reprocessing asteroids. And then if you take this whole thing and move it over like here, then we can later put that down anywhere we want to. So we'll just build this whole thing as modular as we can. And then we'll shift parts around as we need to shift parts around. What else do you want up here? You're going to need to do ammo manufacture, and you're going to have access to calcite. So you can do foundries. Also, didn't you say you wanted this one to be wide? You wanted it to be a wide ship? Yeah. Well, we'll see. So as far as calcite goes, I don't ever want to put calcite on a belt, because I think it's kind of a waste product. And I think what I would like to do with calcite instead is maybe direct insert it. So you go like here, and you go here. Oh, you could direct insert both. Hold on. Yeah, that would be kind of funky. What about this? Let's see how slim you can get this design. So you'll have an asteroid belt that goes like this. You actually can put them side by side. Yeah, you're right. You can just have them go like that, because the belt will still go underground, both of them. So you'd have a belt that goes like this. You want to crush ice into calcite. You want a filter to be calcite only. Calcite. There you are. And then you want to do normal iron reprocessing, which is here. Oh, but then how do you get the metallic asteroid back on the belt? Because sometimes you're going to spit out a metallic asteroid. No, you can do that. You can go like this. In, out. You would only ever remove metallic asteroid. You would only ever remove ice asteroid, oxide asteroid, and then you would just go right back onto the belt. You would go here. You would also filter on calcite only. And then you'd have two blue inserters here that would handle iron ore only. And then you guys would make iron plate. And then if you move these two inserters down, you can even get that iron out of the middle of that. If you sit here. Take me back. Later, Fooch. I'll catch you around. So pipe out. Pipe out. Oh wait, you have to make molten iron. Yeah, you do this. So that gets your molten iron out of the foundries. But then you're not going to need to make steel up here because you're just going to make normal bullets. So what if you wanted your foundries to just direct insert into a second foundry? Then you didn't need any pipe work at all. Because there's nothing else that molten iron can do for you up here. It is wasted space. So then you would make plate. You would make plate. How many iron plates per second do you make? 3.75? How many iron plates do you consume if I were to make bullets? 5. Ugh. And how many ammo manufacturers do you have on the current ships? 4. So you would be looking at 20 iron plates per second for bullet manufacture will probably leave you in a pretty good place. Which means that you would need how many of these? It's not going to show you unless you build it, isn't it? Yeah, alright, you're going to have to do that on the surface. Go grab me my speed modules. Because I don't think it's going to take a speed 2. I think a speed 1 may be sufficient. I needed that. Here, I'll take these 3. Foundry. Making iron plate. 1 speed 1 puts you at 4.5. 1 speed 2 puts you at 4.87. 2 speed 2s puts you at 5.24. So with 4 foundries, you could make enough. And what does your production graph look like? Can I get to your production graph from here? Yeah, this is your production graph. Show me firearm magazine. Across... You don't run very often. Volcanus Pilgrim probably runs a lot. You consume almost as many as you make. But these machines don't run very often. So you make 5 rounds per second. That's the max that you're capable of. In an hour, you use 2,600. 2,600 divided by 60 is 43 per minute, divided by 60 is 0.72 per second. So for a ship this size, we're using about 1 round a minute, and this ship should be in pretty much continuous travel. Which means I probably only really need like 2 ammo manufacturers, and 4 is probably a little overbuilt. The new ships are going to be bigger, and they are going to be wider. Maybe you want to go with 3, just in case. Alright, then work backwards from this, because I don't like it. And we'll get a little artsy with it. You're going to be plate, plate, plate. And then you're going to need to get fed by 3 of these. Doing iron ore melting. No, you're going to need to be fed by 1 of those. That's not a one. It's not even close to a 1-to-1 ratio. You consume 75 molten iron per second. You make 93. So you can do just that. And then you only need to have 1 crusher on each side of this thing. You are going to be doing metallic asteroid crushing. You are going to be doing calcite crushing. Although you need a way to expel ice. Let's figure that out later, because right now I really like this. This seems like the kind of thing that you could put at the front of the ship and have it be cool. Like have it sit up here, even though it's going to be a little off-center. But there's nothing we can do about it being off-center. Or is there? There's not. So instead, maybe you want to have it be like here. And then, what if you had the nuclear reactor also kind of sit off to the side? Because you want wide ships, because you think wide ships might be cool. We're gonna have to rework that. This I like. I'm happy with this. I think this is cool. Inserter, inserter, inserter. Ammo, ammo, ammo. You are going to need... What did we say you were going to need? 5.24 is a little over. I think I can get away with one. I think I can get away with one level 2. That puts you at 4.87. Can I also grab a couple efficiency modules? You're minus 40, right? Well, what's your max energy consumption right now? Plus 60. And minus 80 is a min. So I need to take away 140. 3 energy 2s would be minus 120. That's fine. I like that. So you're going to get a speed 2, and you're going to get 3 efficiency 2s. You don't need any modules at all. So I can give you a pair of efficiency 2s. You don't need to run any faster than that. That'll put you at minus 80. You're also ratioed out, so I can give you a pair of efficiency 2s. And then I guess you guys technically have module slots, huh? Minus 80. Minus 80. So far, so good. I like how this is coming together. You're going to put calcite in. You're going to put iron ore in. There's going to be an asteroid belt that runs here, I guess. So you're going to go something like that. Actually, we'll do you in the other order. You'll take iron out, you'll take ice out, because then this inserter can just pick up the waste product again if it needs it. So you only take out metallic asteroid. You only take out ice. You need a way to dump ice out of this thing too. I'm not entirely sure how you do that right now, but we'll come back to it. Maybe you put a chem plant next to this thing so it can just... No, that's not going to be a good dump, because then what if the chem plant fills up? You're right. Chem plant might fill up. You could also double up on this iron crusher. You make 10 iron ore per second, you consume 6.25. But you might not need to run full time. Let's start thinking about putting the engines in as well. So you're an 8x8, which means right here would be a centered engine. 2, 3, 4, 5. How many engines do you want it to have? I think I want it to have 9. I want these ships to go fast if they need to. you would come down like this to get thruster fuel in. I guess you don't really need to be underground. You would go like this to get oxidizer in. You also don't need to be underground. This is thruster fuel in for this engine and for this engine, which both need it. This is oxidizer in for this engine and this engine. This spot also needs oxidizer in. So you can run up like this. No, these don't need to cross. That's even better. Because you can go like this, and you can go like this. And that's your engine hookup for your 5 main engines. Just fill in some of your gaps here. Here too, I suppose. And these I'm going to want to be really smushed up against the hub. Although I also, while I'm here, I want to plan in where the cargo bays are going. So I could do something like this. I want you to have a lot of holding capacity. And I think something like that'll do it. I don't like that this is a bunch of wasted space. Can I slide these over? I can, and then it would still put molten metal in there. That's slightly better. Can I slide you up by 1? I can. And then you would just run about like that. Efficiency 3 is done. Let's keep working on all of our stuff that comes from Gleba. You're gonna come straight through like this. This is fine. What are you putting on the other side? You don't need copper up here. You also haven't left a way to get ice out of this thing. That's really true. Alright, so this and this need to swap places. And then you can go here. You can go here. Tuck you up even further. And then run that belt up like that. You can be a long-handed to take out of there. No, you can... Here's what you can do. Asteroids are going to go on the far side of this belt right now. So you would like to find a way to put processed items on the inside of this belt. Which would look like this. Can you get it to be even more compact? So you would take out here. Could have a belt come in like this. And then that would put onto the inside. Okay. That'll work. That will work. The other side, I think, is where you're going to have to do a lot of your fuel processing. So if you're going to run 9 engines, let's just say for the sake of argument, that they'll go here, here, and here, and here. That actually looks pretty neat. You could actually loop this pipe around that way. Whoop. You could actually move this over one more. I don't really know what that lets you do, but it does give you an interesting space right there. And then mirror that. Right, you can't flip a thruster. So you would go there. You would go here. You run down like this, and then you also run up like that. And then you also run here, and then you run like that. And then what do you put back here? You put defenses back here. Laser turret. No, that's gun turret. Laser turret. Laser turret. You want gun turrets back here for protection as well. And then just earmark that they're going to need an inserter. So these will be defending the engines, so that the engines don't get hit by any stray shots. Your target priorities are going to be mediums only. Medium metallic, medium carbonic, medium oxide, I guess technically medium promethium, but this ship is not going to be able to leave the inner solar system. And then you are smalls only. Small, 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 small. So this is the back of the ship, and I like the back of the ship. No matter what else happens, you're going to need a bow. It's that corner again. But we've almost cleared them out. It looks like that's probably going to be the last wave or two. It's alright. It's just going to eat up a lot of repair. If you slide this up, copy it, because you just want to see how it fits. It fits really nicely. I think you need a turbo to get under those storage lockers, but like here would work really well. And you can run an underground for the piping as well. Alright. I'm happy with the way the engine configuration is. Now we need to figure out fuel consumption. You produce 120 per second at max thrust. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 120 times 9 is going to be 11... No. It's going to be 1,080? 1080 for both? 1080 for both. How much do the advanced recipes produce? That would be a chem plant. Advanced thruster fuel makes 150. 1080 divided by 150. You would need 7. Let's say that you don't need this thing to run full time, because it would have to wait for rocket launches, and that more realistically, you're going to need 6 and 6. So you'll want 6 chem plants, and you'll want 6 chem plants doing thruster fuel, and 6 chem plants doing oxidizer. So that would look like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have a big old pipe running down the middle. pair of belts coming down the front that are probably going to run through a splitter, if I had to guess. And you need carbon. You need 0.2 carbon and 0.1 calcite. And also 60 water. So eventually 120 water. You're going to need 6 of these then? 6 ice melters? No, more than 6, because your nuclear power is also going to take those. I think you might want to make 8 ice melters. So those would look fun up here. We could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 8 is not going to fit. But you know you're going to need more than 6. You're pretty sure you're going to need more than 6. Maybe you don't need more than 6. You know? Maybe you don't. And then how are you going to work? Put a crusher here. Let's say that you have a belt that comes along like this. And we'll say that this is the belt that's carrying asteroid parts. So, ice asteroid out. Oh, you're going to need this to be 3 wide. Put it on the other side. Well, check how fast it makes, first of all. You can make 2.5 ice per second. These are going to consume 6 ice per second. So you're going to need 3 ice crushers. Sort of. There's also this one down here that's kind of pulling double duty. But don't plan around that one. Slide you over here. Slide you over here. That gets you a little extra space to work with. Each of you can pull ice off of this main belt because ice will be on this main belt. Specifically, ice is going to be on the near side of this main belt. That's not right. What have you done? You've done this wrong. This is going to be ammunition onto the belt. Also making sure to put it on the near side. And then I also think you might just want to defend this with a little bit of the open space that you have. If you move this up 1, you can get some pretty good laser coverage too. Alright, slide all this up by 1. Let it breathe a little bit. And then that gun turret there can just leech off the belt. You can have a laser here and a laser here. Gun turret here. Copy their target priorities so you don't forget later. Fill in the rest of that. Put your pipe in now so you don't forget. That will connect all 6. You're going to go underground. Okay, that looks good. That looks real good. You could actually put fuel production up at the front. No, it would be a mess to try and pull the factories all the way to the back. This is fine. You're happy with this for now. So you can grab ammo. Copy this. Flip it. Reverse belt direction. Okay. It's slowly starting to take shape as a wide ship, which is making me happy. But you still need to figure out where you're going to fit chemical plant. You need to figure out where you're going to fit power plant. And power plant actually has to be next to the space platform hub so that you can grab uranium out of it. So do that now. Reactor, just sit here for now. Plug in some extra space platform. What's the best way for you guys to fit in here? You don't connect there. No, you will connect there. That's a valid connection. You can do one heat exchanger here. You can do one... Oh, you could get really weird with this. What about that? And then move the laser... No, you can't move the laser in one. Well, that's kind of funky. That's really funky. Because then you have a pipe to underground here. That connects here. And then these loop around like this to feed into them. That's fairly compact as far as steam goes. But then where would you put the turbines? 103 times 4. Divided by 60. You can run 7 turbines off this thing. It just won't have perfect uptime. Get rid of these for now. And then change the way these feed in. So you go like that, and then you guys connect these, and then you go like that. How much water do you consume? 10 per second. You are going to need more chem plants than this. This isn't going to be sufficient water production. Not if you want to keep up on fuel demands at the same time. So let's say your nuclear reactor is running full tilt. That's going to be an extra 40 water per second. So you need 2 more of these. Flip this vertically. You sit here. You can have water go under like this. Try and preserve as much symmetry as you can. Oh, and then rotate these. Yep. Yeah. Okay, that's cool. So this is going to be the front of the ship, basically. The very front of the ship. Yeah, put some turrets in. So you can have one go here, one go here. You can do a little better. You can have one go here, one go here. and one go here. And then here, here, and here. And then they can all feed each other. Like that. You can give them a pair of laser turrets up here as well. And then very close to these, you're going to need 2 big asteroid grabbers. Because this is a major source of asteroids that's going to be coming in here. You want these to have really good coverage. They don't. You'd want one here. You can still make that work. So it'd go here and here. You'd have a belt like this. And they would be putting the asteroids onto the correct side of the belt. They'd be putting them onto their near side, which is actually the far side. Right? Around here. Around outside? Yeah, you'd still be on outside. And then you just want to fill this in a bit. Could fit another laser turret in there. Could not fit another gun turret in there. You could fit another gun turret in there. No, I'm going to do a laser turret. Wait, why can you not fit one here? What did you do wrong? Oh, you're not in the right place. You need to be here. I want to get it even closer, actually. I don't ever want to redesign this ship, so it's important that we get it right now. Yeah, you grab from here, and then I can shorten that by 1. Smooth off that edge. And then you here. Smooth off this edge. Get rid of that spot. Okay, so that's front of the ship. I would like a second asteroid catcher pointing like this way, though. Because gun turrets could also be hitting out there. So you'll go like this and like this. And you'll have this belt. And this belt. And that's how you're going to take stuff out. So great asteroid coverage in the front, which is where we're going to be destroying most of these asteroids. We can have laser turret here. Gun turret here. Which doesn't look like it interferes too much with your collection radius. And then we'll flip you over to this side as well. Copy your target priorities. That should be all the defense that the front of the ship needs. That's a lot of firepower up there. I'll even give it a little bit of this now. Okay. And then you still have to figure out what you're going to do with these turbines. You figured your water problem out, but now you got to figure your turbine problem out. You can fit a cheeky little steam tank in here. But you also need to find a way to fit 7 steam turbines in here. So you could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Could you get really weird? 5, 6. What if you just did that? Is that sufficiently weird? I want those to share steam, though. And then you pass through like that. It's not as compact as it could possibly be. But it's pretty good. That's a whole lot of nothing that I don't love, though. But I don't immediately know how I'd improve it. Here's your water pass-through. Why isn't this symmetric? All of this needs to get moved down by... You need to go like that. And then you don't need that. You also don't need that pipe to go underground. That's your water pass-through. Does that mean that you can make your turbines even tighter? Let's find out. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7. You can get 7 in now. If you're willing to do a little bit of steam pipe weirdness. Are you willing to do it? This would be a great spot for quality steam turbines. But I'm not going to mess with quality just yet. If you get rid of the steam tank, you could go 5, 6. Like that. But I would like to have a steam buffer. I would really like to have a steam buffer. So I think I'm probably going to find a way to include that tank. I'm just not sure where I'm going to put it right now. I guess that's the space that I can use next to the nuclear reactor. Because I can go here and here. Have you go under, over. And then I can just wire these up to the reactor. I can say if your steam is full, don't bother. So I think that's power sorted. Next, we're going to have to work on fuel. Alright. Let's say you have a tank here. And a tank here. And one of them is for oxidizer, and one is for fuel. And they go here. This belt will carry on going underground. You can even get a little cheeky turret in here for defense. It won't even be able to hit anything. You don't need to bother. That turret cannot shoot at anything down there. So that's going to be your fuel storage. Move this whole thing a little further down so you have some room to plan. And then these actually may be inline. Like this. So what kind of footprint would we be looking at if I did you all inline? Actually, not that bad. Really not that bad. It's not really the wide ship that you were going for originally. You're right, it's not the wide ship. Make it wider. Let's say that you'll go like here. And then you'll go like here. Just to widen it out a bit. So you're going to consume 1.2 carbon per second, as well as calcite. So we can do this. I can actually slide you down a little bit. You can go here. And you can go here. Get you nice and snug. Get rid of all of this, because it's not necessary right now. Oh, you need to be out one more. There you go. So here, you, calcite, you, advanced carbonic. Is sulfur a waste product on this platform? I think it is because we're not making missiles. So you're just going to go like this. And that's everything we need for advanced thruster fuel. You make 0.4 calcite. You're going to need 2 of them. Yeah, you are going to need 2 of those. And then you make 1 carbon per second. You're going to need 2 of those as well. Okay. Slide this out by a bit. Slide this out by a bit. W. W. This is your raw materials belt. So you can actually just go like that, and then you can slide these in a little bit more again. Right there looks super. And then it doesn't even need to come up that high. And then you're just going to run down the back of this. This is empty space. We'll figure out what to do with that later. You could actually bring some of these up. No, because then you don't have room for input. No, you do. You could send the belt underground. Yeah, this would work. And then this doesn't need to be nearly as long. So let's say... Oh no, that's not going to work. How do you grab off of it with an inserter? Yeah, that doesn't work. No, it does work. You can do this. Put your water inputs in first. That's water to all 6. Put your undergrounds in. No, that's not going to work. Oh, I thought I was cooking there for a second. I really thought I was. Maybe you are. Try the belt first and see if that makes more sense. Because the idea would be you grab here. Right? Like that would be the idea. But yeah, it leaves no room to actually get the water in. Because everything's taken up by intruders. So no matter what, this has to be one wider. You have to come out to here. You are not allowed to be clever. And then this whole thing has to come out one. To here. So you will need to change slightly. Actually, not necessarily. Because you could pull these back to here. No, that's not going to work. You could use red inserters. But it's really just trading the wasted space on one part of the ship for wasted space on the other part. But that's okay. No, wait, it actually matters a ton. Because you need to take waste ice out of this thing too. So you are... Ice in, ice out, ice in. Ice in, ice out. Ice in, ice out. You only grab oxide asteroid chunk. You can grab anything you want. You only grab ice. You only grab calcite. But then you're going to have a waste product too. Oh, but you can put it on the red inserter. Oh, it's so genius. It's like he planned it. So sulfur is your waste product. We will not want sulfur. You will only grab carbon. Copy these, flip them, rotate them. You only grab carbonic. You only grab carbonic. Then, this is all just very normal. And that belt can actually end right there. So now you need to get water in. Yeah, where are you going to do that from? Also, what is this belt doing? You're not supposed to connect there. I would also really like a water tank, I think. So that we can store some surplus water if we need to. You go under here and up here. I think like this. Yeah? I think so, yeah. And then here. And then under. And then here. Alright, so that's oxidizer done in a way that I like. Sorry, that's fuel done in a way that I like. We will need to defend that part of the ship. With turret. You're also probably going to want grabbers over here. Yeah, definitely going to want grabbers over here. Where's the best place for a grabber to live? You can reach out to there, probably here at the edge. In fact, maybe instead of turrets here, we should have grabbers here. Because we have decent coverage from that turret in that spot. Like, what if we put a grabber here? What do you mean you can't reach? Oh, I had you backwards. Like that? It might be overkill on grabbers, but I think this ship is going to consume a lot of asteroids. And then you need to be able to put on the close side of the belt, so I'm actually going to pull both of you out one more. Put you here and here. So that you can insert onto these little stubs of belts. And then I can fit a turret here. And I can fit a turret here. And that should be decent coverage on that flank, but I do want to beef this one up at the corner. Something like that. Just to make sure that that corner doesn't take too much unnecessary damage. Then I can get rid of you. I want to copy this. Flip it all horizontally. And how far away are you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. 1. Oh god, you counted it already. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's starting to look like a wide bully, and that makes me happy. But this entire belt needs to get reversed. So I'm just going to destroy it. And you. Okay. We have a little bit of dead space here. Maybe I should just tuck you over and accept it's not going to be exactly symmetric. Something like this, maybe? It still kind of looks symmetric, unless you really are looking at it closely. So just don't look at it too closely. And then that belt needs to get fixed. I need to connect you guys up properly. So you're just going to go like this. Off you go. I would like to find a place to put a laser in here somewhere. Maybe like there and there. Trim that off. Laser here and here. And then this needs to connect to water. Huh. Yeah, how are you going to do that? How far does this underground reach? That should do it. And then if you just change the way this pipe connects, you can go like that. Then you're not necessary. That should connect. What's your range? Max length 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, it should barely connect. If it doesn't, we can move these inserters one over. But we'll find out when we build the ship. Trim you as well. Okay, and then you change these recipes to thruster, to oxidizer. Advanced thruster oxidizer, copy. You're fine as calcite. You need to be iron ore. Instead, you make 20 per second. You're only going to need one of those. That's a huge amount of iron ore that they generate. Okay. Oh, you don't make a waste product. Yeah, these don't even need to be the fancy recipe. I can just get rid of all of these. You are going to output metallic asteroid chunk. I'll still keep 2 of them, just for the sake of symmetry. But I don't need 2 of them. You have to connect the far side of the pipe as well. Which is going to be this. But without the inserter. Go like that. It's going to be like this. Without the belt. Fill this in. It's annoying empty space, but I don't know what else I can really do about it. Oh wait, that's backwards. I'm gonna go like this. Without the belt. Fill these in as long as you're over here. Starting to take shape. It is a little noticeable that it's not quite symmetric here. How much do I care? How bad is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you... No, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If you slide the asteroid collectors over by 2... If you slide... Because then you'd also have to move the piping over. No, you wouldn't. You can do that. Take you. You move to here. Get rid of these. Take you. You move to here. Because you can run this off of one underground. It connects to itself down here at the bottom. So it'll let water flow back in. Does that make it look any better? Kinda. A little bit, kinda, yeah. It's still a little noticeable with how the turret corner goes. But I think I'm willing to leave that as it is. It at least makes all the asteroid collectors line up in a way that looks nice. Also, you're not really necessary. Yeah, all of your coverage is actually overlapped by other stuff. So I think I can get rid of you. I can get rid of you. So thruster's done, fuel's done, power's done, ammo's done. Do I need these ships to do anything else? I don't think so. So if I don't need them to do anything else, let's slide the engines back up and see how close we can get them. Really close. Oh, right, they won't want to come along because there's a space platform in the way in the back. There. And then you can come like this. Yeah. You know, it looks kind of cool. It's got a little bit of like an eagle vibe going on. So you're almost there. That belt is going to come down like this. It's actually going to come down like this. That's going to be a little asymmetric, but that's okay. I need a way to get thruster fuel into you. And oxidizer. So you're a thruster fuel. You're oxidizer. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. Okay. And then I need to get thruster fuel into you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Like that. But then you can't be an underground. You could be an underground. We could go under the engine. Could you have done that over here? Yes, actually. So that should be all of your engines connected, and now all you need to do is hook up fuel. Well, first you need these belts to join each other. Or these pipes to join each other. So you're going to come through like this. And then I can get you to connect here. And that will flow you into main tanks. Then you will do the same thing. Belt is going to come through here. Yeah. belt is going to come through here. And I guess you're going to plug in here for some reason. Because this belt comes down further on this side. No, we could go like this. And maybe you don't hate that. So the pipework is not that symmetrical on the back end if you look at it too closely. But what we can do here is have some rear-facing asteroid collectors. Just to make sure we're grabbing everything. Here and here. I will have these defend themselves with a laser. Here and here. That should give us fine coverage on the back of the ship. The back of the ship should not be getting shot that often, because this thing is going to be moving most of the time. Oh, that looks so asymmetric now that I look at it this way. Oh, I might move you further out. It's really noticeable here and here. The gaps just aren't nearly as big. But also it's this belt that's the issue, because I can't run this pipe close. Oh, I have to make you symmetric. I'm not going to be able to live with it if I don't. So how far is it? We're measuring from this turret, because this is where similarity ends. One, two, 3, 4, 5. It should be from here to end of ship, right? Yeah. Measure it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So end of ship needs to be there. Cut here. Slide to here. Immediately looks better. Immediately looks so much better. I don't know what I'm going to do with this empty space. You could change the way your turbines are laid out. Could you get more turbines in? 412 divided by 60? You could run 7, technically. Also, water storage. You did want a water tank. Also, this underground is no longer going to reach. There you go. You don't need those measuring sticks anymore. You can get rid of them. Why are you guys still wrong, though? Let's redo that. Put these back the way they were. So you were like that, right? Oh, but you're going to come up at a different point. Yeah, okay. So this laser is next to the pair of belts that are coming out. Which means this laser needs to be next to this pair of belts that are coming out. It is flanked on both sides by asteroid collectors. So one would go here, one would go here. Okay, that's how you had it before. Good. Like that and like that. Like that. The belting is going to look a little different, but that's okay. We can give it the appearance of similarity if we just extend the space platform. And then also if we give it matching turrets. So if you go there, you don't have a corresponding place to fit there. If you go here, and you go here. And then I give you a laser turret next to you. Then you should give off, like, the vibe of similarity. Yeah. Yeah, I would say that's true. Just seeing if there's anywhere I can fit a water tank, and I think there is, actually. Maybe even 2. Water tanks. And then I can have some internal defenses here. You don't need internal defenses there, it'll be okay. Nothing should be able to reach that ship. You're not going to be able to see turret range until you actually build it. Alright. Let's square off a couple of rough edges here. This could probably be a little bit of a turret complex. That, I think, is going to go largely unused, unless you try to pull the engines up even higher. Which you could do. No, because you wouldn't have room on the other side. It's these turbines are what's giving you issues. Well, what if... Also, hey, Abuelita, how you doing? What if you got rid of this one and this one, because those are your problematic turrets, or your problematic turbines. And you committed to doing this. You can't get steam into them. That's the biggest problem. No, but you could, because you could run this one around. You could run you around like that. And then you around like that. And now, you've lost your water tanks, but all of a sudden, you have a lot more space. And then you can change the way this water pipe goes under so that it kind of matches the other side. And then you would just grab one of these to put in somewhere. Like right there, probably. So that lets you change the way this little belt structure works. Which isn't super necessary. But I guess it does let you do a little bit of, like, belt decor. It's fine. But more importantly, it lets you squish up down here. So undo all of that piping. Because now you can change it to be exactly symmetrical to the other side. Erase here, copy here. You have it go like that. And then how does it hook in here? You go like this. That's the spot where it plugs in. Looks like it, yeah. And then this is steam going into reserve tanks. I don't think I want it to do that anymore, because I could fit a reserve steam tank up here. So I don't need you to come all the way around. I can just barely cram a steam tank in here. And I can use that to monitor the performance of the nuclear reactor. So that makes this piping much tidier. I can copy you. It's starting to look a little more symmetric. It would be improved even further if I trimmed you down by one. So that you went underground here. And then you came up here. And went underground here. Because that's oxidizer. You can't have it go underground here, because that's where oxidizer is. So it has to go up through the top. But that should work. Is there anything else you can do with this random belt? I don't think so. So you're going to come up through here. We'll have you do some turns. And then you can just hug these pipes and go through like that. So we have a lot of wasted space back here, but we will have a little bit of turret defense back here. Just to kind of keep things protected. That's good coverage. I can also fit one here and here. And I can also fit one here and here. So that covers the back corner fairly well. This amount of wasted space kind of annoys me. That's where this design kind of starts to fall apart. But everything else looks really good. I'm very happy with it. Copy your requests over. Actually, I can improve that. Fill all this in. I'm going to accept that it's wasted space. But what I can do to improve on symmetry is I can ignore the way that belt works. And probably all the way up to like here. Why do you go underground? You shouldn't need to go underground anymore. Turret here, just to get the best coverage that we can. Which means that I'll need a belt that goes here and here. And then goes up this way. And back around like that. You can add a little more space onto it. So you can grab here. there anything else you might want to crush? No, you don't need anything. You want for nothing. And then you come out by one. You go in by one. Grab. There are lasers back here as well. I think that's it. I think that's just how it works. Maybe don't do anything super fancy with that corner. Just have it go like that. Maybe 2 more asteroid collectors off the side. Here. And here. Just so we can grab stuff off to the side. And then we should have good coverage for everything that isn't floating near our engines. But this is mostly symmetrical, and it's okay. Do I need to beacon anything? Not here. This will be receiving none beacons. I also guess I don't really need these, technically. Like, we're going to be fine for power. It's not like I'm ever going to be uranium limited. These I'll leave in just to counterbalance the speed 2s that are in them. But all the rest of this stuff, it shouldn't matter. 40 megawatts is going to be a lot of power to play around with. I think we're ready to start building it. You need garbage collection, actually. You're not garbage collecting anything off of this right now. And you have natural spots for it down here. Although maybe instead of garbage collecting... Also, you need to be set to only pull out ice. There you go. Would I want fewer vending machines by adding speed beacons? No, I think this is a fine arrangement for them. 6 and 6 on fuel and thruster oxidizers, fine. I could maybe think about beaconing some of these water plants, but they kind of came out alright, and I wanted the ship to be a little wide and chunky anyway, so they kind of contribute to that. I don't mind flying a big ship around. I think a big ship is cool. I think I'm pretty pleased with the way that this one has come out, aesthetically speaking. I just wish that I didn't have wasted space here, and kind of here, although I've hidden it a bit with a little bit of, like, belt magic. I think I'm ready to start sending things up to it, though. No, you're not, because you didn't do any of the belt control that you wanted to do. So I'm going to try, for this one, circuiting together all of my asteroid collectors to handle product overflow. So I want all of you to connect to one circuit. Main ship's 5k tons. Well, I want it to be fast, because this is going to be a provisioner ship for different planets. And in fact, I could even go like this if I needed even more thrust out of it. But currently I don't think I will. Or, I guess the more sane choice would actually be to bring this up one and share thruster fuel. How would you get fuel into it? Because you lose the pass-through. You'd need to get rid of your turret. Yeah, we'll leave it. Because you ratioed these engines out, right? Like, they should be fine. So you're going to need an arithmetic combinator. You're going to need a constant combinator. And this constant combinator is going to constantly send out asteroid signals. Metallic, carbonic, oxide. One for each. Then it's going to go into a decider combinator. No, it's going to go into an arithmetic combinator. Green to green. This is going to be each times 50. Output each. So this is now showing 50 all the time. Then you're going to feed into a decider combinator. Is that right? Because what I want to do is I want to set filters on you. And I want your filters to be set based on what you can see on the belt. Or what you can see, yeah, what you can see on the belt, but then also what you can see in the machine. So I guess you're going to have to connect a belt as well. Why don't you connect this red to red? And then you can connect this green to belt. You're going to read all belts. You do need this to be a decider combinator. No, you need this to be an arithmetic combinator. That was right. Each times 50. Output each. So you're going to read 50, 50, 50. Then you flow into a decider. You connect the decider on green. Read all belts. You connect the arithmetic on red. And then you say, if any is less than... No, wait, that's not right. I think I need like another... Because I need to take each minus... I need to take each minus green. Right? So how would you do each minus green? Or actually, wait a minute. Can't I just set these to 50? Maybe I'm overthinking this. So you go 50, 50, 50. You read in on green. If each on... Because you'll get input from green. Green will be reading all belt contents. Whoop, come back. Green will read all belt contents. Wait, I think I got it. You're reading 50, 50, 50. You multiply by -1. So now you're outputting -50, -50, -50. I connect you to green. I connect you to green. I read all. You add it automatically. If each is less than 0, output each. Add 1. And then output on green. So you're saying 50 of each. You're getting multiplied by -1, so you're outputting -50, -50, -50, and then you're counting everything on the belt. And you're adding it to green, because signals are additive. So if there is less than 50 of anything on the belt, this signal will be negative. Do you even need the arithmetic combinator then? Can't you just run everything through a single decider? Because you can be on red. You're outputting 50, 50, 50. Do you even need the arithmetic? You need the arithmetic because your arithmetic is each. That's what's letting you specify the each. Okay, you do need to do it this way. That is why you need the arithmetic combinator. Otherwise, it's just going to read everything on the belt when you try and run each. Times -1. I put each. And then on a decider, connect to red. Connect to red. Hold on all belts. If each less than 0, output each. At 1. And then run green to green. I think this is how it works, and I'm going to test it that way. But I think that's how... I need an each less than 0 with a constant -50 for my 3 signals in the belt reader. Yeah, so I've got the constant -50 here, because I've got each times -1. And then you're each less than 0, outputting each at 1. And we need to output each because it's reading into the filters here. Because it's setting filters based off of the green circuit. So it's going to filter for any of the asteroids that are lower than 50, and then a bunch of extra garbage that's on the belt, but we don't care about the extra garbage that's on the belt. We just care about the 3 asteroid filters. I think that's it. You need 2,000... You need exactly 2,000 space platform. Wow. I can't believe we hit exactly 2,000 on that ship. It's very serendipitous. Alright, let's start sending stuff up.